Elizabeth Judith, your courage coach, with your cup of courage for the day and another segment in my series on dealing with negative people. You know, the most powerful thing that we can do, as I've talked about in earlier videos, is recognizing that we are in charge of our own experience. No one can make us feel bad. No one can make us think things that we don't want to think. You know, we are not at the effect of everything around us unless we allow that or we choose to be. However, in the beginning, I know, especially for myself, if you are someone who is highly sensitive, like I was, or maybe you're an empath, then sometimes when these really strong negative people come at us, it can be really challenging to deal with that energy. It's almost painful for us. And it's really helpful in the beginning while we build that positivity muscle, while we build up our own energy and learn how to hold on to it and keep it strong in the face of whatever comes our way, to have a few protection strategies in our tool belt. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. There's a couple of things that really helped me in the past. I don't need them so much anymore now that I've learned to build up my own strength, but they were extremely helpful in the beginning, so I want to offer them to you. One of them is very simple and very easy, and for that reason, really helpful. And that is that when really negative energy is coming at you, you can simply just put your hand over your heart to protect you. And there's a lot of reasons that are based in Eastern medicine and the meridian points and, you know, the channels of energy that explain why this works so well, but it doesn't matter why it works. Is all you need to know is that it does. For me, it's really helpful because when that energy used to come at me really strong, what would happen is my energy would get splattered very quickly. I'd be like panic. You know, I used to cry if someone honked really loud at me when I was driving. That's how sensitive I was sometimes to these negative energies. I've come a long way. But when I put my hand on my heart, not only did I feel the protection, but I also visualized gathering up all my energy back into my heart and then sealing it kind of with my hand and having this protective barrier. And I immediately felt relief. Now, sometimes I felt intuitively like I needed to put that on my gut. You know, the gut is the area that sort of is control of your identity, where that lies. So if that is being challenged by someone, a lot of times I would just intuitively want to put my hand there to protect it. And I've talked to other people who tend to want to protect their throat chakra. Whatever it seems like for you is the place that you need the protection. For me, in most cases, it was the heart. And I find that for most people as well. But it can be very, very helpful, very instantaneous. You can do that in the moment. If you're caught by surprise and something really big is coming at you, put your hand on your heart. So another strategy that's really helpful is to actually visualize a pink bubble around you of love and positive energy. And it's sort of like a protective shield around you. And you can even imagine that there's mirrors going all the way around you, not pointed toward you, actually pointed outward, so that any of that negative energy that is coming at you is actually being reflected back outward. But what I really like about this visualization is that the pink bubble is not completely impermeable. It can actually be penetrated, but only by other like positive energy. So you can receive love and compassion, and you can radiate love and compassion and positive energy outward. So you can still even be of influence to others, but you can sort of have this protective shield around you, and that can be very powerful as well. Sometimes that's a little bit challenging to do once you find yourself in that situation. In the beginning, I find that the hand over the heart works better, and then using the pink bubble as more setting my powerful intentions ahead of time. But as you practice that more and more, you'll be able to get to that place quicker, and then you can utilize it if something sneaks up and comes upon you by surprise. And the last strategy that I want to give you that's more of a protective nature is what I call, well, I don't really call it anything, but these negative energies and vibrations, that's all they are. It is just energy. And what creates a lot of the problem for us is we do resist that. And when we resist that within ourselves, we set up this barrier that as soon as it gets inside of us, it's, it stops. We're resisting it, so now it's pushing up against that, and it gets stuck there. And that's why we even feel that and hold on to it for so much longer, long after the situation often is left. It's because we resisted it and it got stuck. But if we would have just allowed that energy to go through us, that it would not have gotten stuck, it wouldn't have stayed with us. And so often what I do, sometimes I'll still put my hand over my heart, but I can just imagine that negative energy coming towards me, and I see it more as just like the wind or smoke just going right through me. And it can feel really intense and uncomfortable depending on how strong it is as it's going through you, but then it just keeps on going and it leaves you. And what I love about this strategy is what it does sometimes to the other person. It's kind of like the martial arts Aikido, it really throws them off balance. They've got this incredible strong energy that they are throwing at you, and they're used to people resisting that. And when it doesn't meet any resistance and just goes through, especially if you can be holding on to your positive energy, and so it just goes through you while you can continue to radiate love. You don't have to even say anything. It throws the other person off balance. They kind of now don't know what to do with that. And you actually even have now a greater opportunity for influence. You can't do it for that reason, but you've opened up that possibility. So I want you to think about that. I wanted to give those to you. If you're someone who is extremely sensitive, you're an empath, or it's just really, really challenging in the beginning until you build up your powerful positive energy to a level where you can really confidently hold on to that no matter what's going on around you. Sometimes having a couple of these protective strategies to help you through. But ultimately, what I have found the most empowering for me is to always remember and hold on to the truth that I am in control, that ultimately I don't need protection, that no one can make me feel bad. No one can make me think anything that I don't want to think. No one can bring me down unless I allow it. But in the meantime, these strategies can help you. Take them with you, use them. I hope they help, and go out there and live from your courageous heart.